Whoa. You can go up. Whoa. Just lay down on your foot though. Oh, stop messing with the PlayStation controller. Go on, lay down. In your spot. Not in front of the fish tanks. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Really? Oh, fucking moron. I'm not sure you thought that was bad. But they're gonna get eaten up. Behind this bullshit. Take all that disgusting stuff. Yeah. However, I think it's going to be big enough. Big bucket, little bucket. Now, showing your camera to the underwear or one of the two. And stuff. Oi, 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 oi. Boy, this is dusty. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that, but it's just like stuff falling from it. Okay. This is dusty. And One of these days I'm going to decide what the fuck I'm doing with this whole thing. One of these days. Clackety clack. Don't smoke crack. This isn't just a good way to clean the glass. It's also a good way to check the progress of an ongoing treatment therapy. I mean, hemorrhoid therapy. Yeah, damn it, I fucked that joke up. Anyways. Hoy. Oh, look. We can see. It looks like a reef tank. How about that? My wife went in there and murdered the callirpa in that one. Did a hell of a job, too. So we had this big bin, as opposed to a big ben. We had a big bin. A bunch of food came in, and needed a place to put it. I had some nasty looking shit over there. Looks a little better now. Oh yeah. A lot better than a white bucket with just strands of callirpa hanging over the edge. It looks like it smells. Anyways. So, I want to get right to the point, now that I've taken way too long to actually start the video. So good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Good afternoon. Happy Triangular Bucket Day. No, that's probably not a thing. It was effectively random though, wasn't it? I shot for random and there it was. Triangular Bucket Day. Not just triangular buckets as a concept, but a day to celebrate them. Oh. Anyways, where do you attach the handle? That's all I'm wondering. Anyways, okay, so 33 days now. I figure maybe I should try to think of something with the whole government shutdown thing. And the thing is, the Founding Fathers envisioned the primarily responsibility of the budget as a House of Representatives. Not just a congressional thing, but the House of Representatives' responsibility specifically. Now, right now, there ain't no problem with the House of Representatives. The bill that Nancy Pelosi passed through both houses should have, by all means, become law. By all reasonable means, that is. However, we have somebody who's, well, who belongs in jail, or worse, named Donald Trump, occupying, by force, basically, continuing to occupy, by force, the Oval Office, through leverage, deception, and intimidation. After having used leverage, deception, and intimidation, among many other outright illegal means, to quote-unquote win the election by a deficit of 3 million votes. Yes. But that is technically the responsibility of the President pro tempore of the Senate in his deciding vote. Now, if the President pro tempore of the Senate, being a representative of the White House in most cases, is by procedural motion within the Senate, appointed from the House of Representatives during only budgetary matters, that is, a member of the House of Representatives is elected by the Senate as a temporary president pro tempore during budget matters, so that if the Senate majority at the time so chooses, a simple majority requires no even 60 vote. Just passes. The president pro tempore signs the bill. He has the power through Senate procedural motion. You can give him the power to sign the bill without the president. Problem solved, government open. Mitch McConnell, the reason why this is something that will be equanimable for both sides is because, well, for one, you can put just a 2-year expiration on something like that, but should it be, considered to be procedural and carried into law, it would effectively simply take power away from the executive branch for a thing that it's really not supposed to have that kind of a veto power over. So basically what you would have is probably a traditional order, like a sense of the Senate afterwards passed that the president pro tempore for budgetary concerns should be named among the Senate's leading parties, so whether it be majority or minority in the House of Representatives, being the leading party in the Senate, their parties, either majority finance chair member or minority party ranking member on the Finance Committee in the House of Representatives. So a sense of the Senate passed after the fact, stating that that should be the tradition of how it's done, but nothing really legally binding should be necessary. Like they can fucking elect whoever they want, as long as he's a member of the House of Representatives. Okay. So Mitch McConnell, basically, the reason why he would accept this, should accept this unless he's blackmailed. So this would be a good test of whether or not Mitch McConnell is in fact compromised. is because for the next 2 years, he gets an extra vote on the budget. When it comes to how does it negatively affect the Democrats in the next 2 years, well, they already don't have the majority in the Senate. Now, this recommendation is subject to Schumer scrutiny because I didn't game it out in a way that Schumer could game it out, having the experience and knowledge that he does. If there's any recently tabled or historically tabled things that could be considered a realistic threat in the short term, as far as them getting one vote to pass it, you know. But this is a win for the House. It's a win for the Senate. And, you know, frankly, I'm shocked that Mitch McConnell hasn't taken this opportunity to kind of neuter the executive branch a little bit, you know? The executive branch has for a long time had far too much power. And this would be a good way to sort of restrain that. And even when cooperative deals were made, further the argument and the appearance of, you know, restraint and cooperation and blah, 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 kumbaya. Yeah. No, that's not how it works here. That is parliamentary. When a parliament has decided, and a prime minister, doesn't want to ministrate. But that is in effect one of the key differences. Fucking had to reconnect. One of the key differences between a parliamentary democracy and a democratic republic. Oh, the nuances of terminology. But when you have a president, he does indeed preside. When you have a prime minister, they are an administrator. Okay, so the decision making is in the hands of the parliament. Okay, here the decision making is co-equal, and it's supposed to be balanced, and it's supposed to be, you know, as if he was a CEO, not simply a COO. You have prime minister is a COO, you know? President is a CEO. Doesn't make them infallible. They're not necessarily an owner, you know. Well, that's very parliamentary-esque. So I suppose that's just a carryover. But it's certainly effective, you know. I personally think that he should be impeached for not signing a fucking bill into law that's budgetary and shutting down the. I mean, really. If this keeps up, there won't be an America anymore, folks. You can't just shut down the government and keep it fucking closed. Somebody's gonna get antsy, and somebody, and it could get really ugly. And the the fucking news reporters just won't even know what the hell to say about it. And the FBI is warning that they're setting up food banks and shit, trying to protect the country. Anyways, so the wife should be on her way home with a piece of burger from Burger King. But I just wanted to make this quick video while I was thinking about that. So this would be considered a parliamentary rule of the Senate that establishes, reestablishes the definition of a president pro tempore, and then assigns for allocution of a member of the House of Representatives to be elected by the Senate to serve as president pro tempore for OBM resolutions. Office of Budget Management, yeah. And you know, it wouldn't hurt to put a little more stringency in the confirmation process as far as the executive OBM is concerned. You know, Mick Mulvaney. Anyways, that's going to be all for now. I'll probably be on later tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for clicking like. And make sure you're subscribed as always. Y'all take it easy.